Deep within the mirrored valley of Glorifia, where truth was carefully curated and facts were trimmed to fit ministerial aesthetics, the oracle of obfuscation awoke from her quarterly slumber. Perched upon a throne sculpted from policy drafts and dried applause, she opened the royal scroll of future announcements, each one destined to delay clarity with the precision of 1,000 committee meetings. As custom dictated, her forecasts would be interpreted not by scholars, but by spin-weavers hired for their linguistic acrobatics and their uncanny ability to answer questions no one asked. Thus began another season in the kingdom of Nuzantrolithia, a land where ambiguity was an art, and responsibility a myth told to children to encourage them not to think too hard. The citizens, now adept at decoding euphemisms like archaeologists sifting through sand, gathered in public squares to hear the latest proclamations from the Palace of Perpetual Potential. Progress, announced the grand interpreter of national metrics, has been achieved in record-breaking intangibility. What followed was a serenade of statistics, percentages without denominators, charts without axes, and growth curves whose only real incline was in verbosity. Meanwhile, the common folk, gifted with neither gold nor gas subsidies, watched in awe as their hardships were converted into televised triumphs through the power of well-placed camera angles and tightly choreographed empathy. In the hallowed halls of the Academy of Administrative Wonder, new civil servants were trained in the sacred rites of plausible deniability and ornamental deliverables. Their education was robust, consisting mainly of memorizing phrases such as ongoing coordination, strategic delay, and in accordance with evolving priorities. Graduation ceremonies were grand affairs, attended by mythical dignitaries whose last public appearances coincided with the kingdom's last working escalator. It was commonly understood that promotion in governance required not solutions, but the delicate ability to float above a sea of problems while waving gracefully at the drowning. Of course, the royal security of national narratives ensured that the public discourse remained pure, undisturbed by rogue facts or unwelcome inquiries. An army of truth custodians patrolled the scrollnet, flagging any statement that deviated from officially sanctioned optimism. Dissenters were gently redirected to mindfulness seminars or reassigned to departments where their outbursts would echo unheard across eternally under-construction corridors. It was rumored that deep in the Bureau of Contextual Revisions, history itself was undergoing renovation. Soon, all past failures would be labeled preparatory experiments. Transportation across the kingdom remained a marvel of inverse achievement. Airships launched with great fanfare but landed mostly in metaphor. Bridges were inaugurated more often than completed, and train lines zigzagged across maps like poetic riddles, visible only to those who believed hard enough. When questioned, the Minister of Locomotive Lullabies explained, with a flourish of hand and a puff of ceremonial smoke, that infrastructure must be experienced spiritually before it could exist materially. The crowd, having long ago given up on concrete results, nodded in synchrony, comforted by the illusion of movement. One particularly radiant evening, beneath fireworks funded by next year's education budget, the kingdom unveiled its crowning innovation, the Ministry of Redundancy and Repetition. Its mandate was to ensure that all policies, even those long proven ineffective, would be given another chance to fail more elegantly. This new institution promised nothing but the familiar, wrapped in rebranding and glitter. "We are committed," said its spokesperson with visible pride, "to doing again what has never worked before, but with greater confidence and updated slogans." And so, Nizantralithia glided onward through the fog of its own fabrication, a nation not of broken dreams, but of dreams deliberately stalled at the gate. Its leaders continued to sing odes to imaginary milestones, its citizens mastered the art of hopeful resignation, and its future, always arriving and never quite present, hung suspended like a crystal fruit just out of reach. For in this land of ornamental governance, where declarations outweighed deeds and visions were mistaken for victories, the true legacy was not transformation, but the ability to pretend so well, for so long, that even the gods of satire bowed in admiration.